I know Trustee Julie Shorka and President Sudek and other members of CLC as well, attended the Achieving the Dream Conference in National Harbor, Maryland last week. And either or both of you have any comments to make on that?
I just thought it was very inspirational. There's 2,500 community college staff and faculty at this conference to learn about holistic programs that improve student success and how to be equity-minded. And it was just just to see that amount of people there wanting to help with student success was amazing. And then there were dream scholars there, and they shared their heartfelt stories of the struggles and successes and the eventual success that they had due to the support that they received from their local community colleges. And every morning we heard a couple of speeches, and it was very heartfelt and hardly a dry eye in the place by the time the students were done. And it just reinforced our work and what we're doing. And it's so important. And I just want to say that, I learned a lot at this conference, so much that my head was, it was so full, but nothing changes overnight. It's going to be a process. And I know that it's going to take a lot of change and a lot of hard work and a lot of accountability on staff's part, but I just want you to know that we're here to support that journey and to help everybody with the changes and the hard work that's ahead. And I want to thank all the staff for all the work that you're doing with this program, because it's really going to help our students. So thank you.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I appreciate that conference because you have an opportunity to learn. It's a great learning community. Colleges sharing the work they're doing and the associated outcomes, but also the what's not going well, because it's great to be able to learn the hard lessons from someone else and not repeat those. So it's just a great learning journey, and our team had some great key takeaways and reflections, and we'll bring some of those attendees to the board in the future so that you can hear their own perspectives about their learning. But there was a great deal of information acquired that can be drawn into the very specific projects we have going on right now around our first year experience redesign work that we're doing and building out our Lanes for Success framework. So it felt like everyone walked away with some really specific actionable items. So it was great.
Okay, thank you. Sure. Go ahead.
The strategic plan, the steering committee met today, and one of the things that I brought back, and I know Dr. Sudek wasn't there, and that the rest of the board members probably aren't all up to speed on, they have volumes of information that they've been collecting, and they discussed today among all the different groups what student engagement means, the definition, and it seemed to be pretty unified across the board with some specific things for each individual area. But they're now moving into what they call the create phase of the strategic plan. They sent out surveys, and they were randomly selected across all ages and areas to the students, and they had 542 that responded. And out of those responses, the things that students wanted the most were quiet study zones, a relaxation and socialization spaces, and expanded fitness and workout. Then they went in and they looked at what, as we're moving toward curriculum, what was important. The top getters were communications and humanities was the strongest preference field. Science and math came in second. Arts, entertainment, hospitality third, and then social sciences. And then they had 13 different categories for space needs requests for the buildings, for all three buildings. And out of those 13, the ones that came out in priority were deferred maintenance projects, active and experiential learning spaces, collaboration outside of the classroom, visible learning and living spaces, integrated technology everywhere, and then safety and security. And then finally, they looked at the top industries among all of our three campuses, For Grayslake and Lakeshore, manufacturing's first, then healthcare, then retail trade. For Southlake, professional technical was first, then construction, then manufacturing and healthcare. And 5% of the market share across the district went to other that wasn't classified. So they're now in the process of trying to build this in and figure out what the priorities are going to be that are going to come down that fit into the strategic plan.
Interesting.
I thought it was interesting, yeah.
You know, the ICCTA as well? Do you have anything to report there?
ICCTA, at that at the meeting that we had, one of the things that I heard is that we don't have a lot of people applying for the awards that our state gives out. And I did mention to Dr. Sudek, and I may have mentioned to Derek, I would like to see us apply for again the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. It's been several years, and I think the steps that we've taken and the things that we've done are going to put us right up there at the top of the potential for that award. Obviously, the biggest thing right now across the state is what's going to happen with funding and budget, and what's going to happen coming down from Washington. And so those are pretty much the concerns and priorities from those meetings. Nothing else really stood out that I saw as a big issue in the ICCTA meeting.
Thank you. Julie, you want to talk about foundation? You have anything to report?
Okay, do you have anything?
Yes.
Good, okay.
I didn't forget about it.
So Kurt can't be here, but he gave me, Matt and I, updates on what's going on. We have a foundation board meeting Thursday, and he's been a road warrior. I mean, he was in Florida, and he had 10 meetings, and he met with retirees, alumni. He met with our own Barb O, who sends her greetings. And he said, of course, Barb says, well, Kurt, what's your pitch? I know you didn't come all the way out here just to buy me dinner. So, and then Kurt says, well, since you asked. So, and the foundation ended January with total fundraising, cash and gifts in kind, $761,000, which is significantly higher year-to-date figures in the past 3 fiscal years. Since the beginning of the fiscal year, the foundation has received 17 major gifts, over $10,000. 17 major gifts, over $10,000, totaling almost $503,000. And then the foundation received a $100,000 gift for undocumented student scholarships and $100,000 for completion grants designed to help students who are almost finished with their degrees, but to get over the finish line, which goes right into our completion, our strategic plan. Again, the gala, April 18th, 2020. They already have $110,000 in sponsorships and hope to get 50,000 more. So that is great. The employee giving campaign will be starting in April. We know Lori's Walk is May 1st through 2nd. And this year's Scholarship Golf Classic is going to be in early September, right after Labor Day. They don't have a date yet, but that will be forthcoming. So
We're doing a golf outing
we are.
this year.
We are. I guess we're doing spring, the gala, and then they decided then to go ahead and then do a golf outing, but in the fall. So, yeah.
Okay, great. Great, Matt, do you have something more to add to that?
Not to that.
Okay, but I know you attended another event you want to speak to. Thank you, Julie, by the way. Go ahead, Matt.
Yes, unfortunately I wasn't able to join my fellows in Washington, but the benefit of that was that I was able to attend the conference on restorative justice here at CLC. And it was an extremely impressive, well-attended conference, very well put together. There were noted scholars, many local and regional politicians, activists, community activists, and students. And basically, restorative justice, very basically, is to come up with ideas of better ways to handle people, citizens in the criminal justice system, and to reconcile the offender with the victim and with society as a whole. So there was so many good things, you know, including things like bail reform and many different alternatives to incarceration. This is a real hot and developing area of study, and one that can pay big dividends, I think, to all of us. And I was very, very proud of the school, and I was very happy to be there, and it was impressive, and we should all be proud. I think it was maybe Gail with the paralegal program was
Gil Miller
important.
and then
Yeah,
our
Miller.
adjunct Larry Luck.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job. It was first class all the way.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Next, I'd like to ask that we move the April 28th board meeting to April 21st due to the Illinois Community College Trustees meeting, which is the lobby day scheduled for April 28th. Of course, we don't like to move dates around now that we've sent them out, published them as well. But I asked that we make an exception here. Some of us will be traveling down that Tuesday night. I'd like us to get together with our state legislators that Tuesday night. And of course, we wouldn't be able to have the board meeting, and lobby day would be the following day on Wednesday. So if we can, let's move the meeting to the April meeting 28th to April 21st.
Isn't this like the third time this has happened?
It's happened before. I don't know if it's 3 times, but it certainly has. Obviously, we set our meetings and then they do theirs, and i.e. there's conflict. So,
21st is fine with me.
okay, we do that. Everyone, Tim, you okay? Motion? No, I don't need a motion on it. Just ask for your concurrence. Okay, there we have it. Now I'm going to move on to a sad part of this meeting. And some of you may know, I don't think you do, but Dr. Finger has resigned from the board. And I've talked to her a number of times, along with Lori. And I'm going to read you, I received this late last night from Dr. Finger. I'm going to read it. So it says, "Good evening, Bill and Lori. It is with deep regret that I submit this letter of resignation from the College Lake County Board of Trustees, effective immediately. Personnel matters require my time and attention, have necessitated my relocation to Wisconsin to be closer to my family, and as such, I will not be able to fulfill my board duties at this time. I will continue to support our wonderful institution from afar, and I appreciate the time we share together. CLC is an amazing place, changing lives, one student at a time. Keep up the excellent work, and I know that you have me in your hearts as you move forward in the new direction. Sincerely, Catherine Finger." So it's with great sadness that we accept that, and we wish her the best. Catherine has been an excellent board member, a great colleague, and we are going to miss her. I'm going to miss her tremendously. I already do miss her. And we wish her nothing but happiness and success. I'll read that for the record. With that, we'll move on. And I'm going to seek concurrence from the board tonight to appoint a current member to serve as vice pro temp for the February and March meetings. And then when we have a full board, hopefully in April 7th, we will take nominations for the vice chair. So I'm going to seek your concurrence to appoint Amanda Holland as the vice chair. February and March, and then we'll seek a nomination for the permanent vice chair in April. May I have your concurrence?
Agreed.
Great.
Agreed.
So now I do seek a motion in a second. Can I have the motion?
So move.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Wahid?
Aye.
Ms. Shiroka?
Aye.
Mr. Stanton?
Aye.
Dr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Holland?
I vote for myself.
You can.
Aye.
Mr.
Twice.
Fox?
Yeah, more than once.
So we'll move on. Next item is the UCLC position, which Dr. Figure was on that as our liaison. And I know Trustee Powell is currently the alternate for that position, and I believe Tim has expressed interest in it. And Tim, would you like to serve as our liaison?
Certainly.
Okay. All right. So I don't need a motion for that. Thank you, Tim. And that concludes my report. Now, the President's.
Thank you, Dr.